And she's like, I just want to tell you, our family uses the food bank and we eat your bread all the time. And she's like, I had some extra money this month, so I wanted to support you guys to let you know how grateful we are for all the bread that you've given our family.
Aww.
And I was like, trying not to cry, but I was like, oh my gosh, like this is...
Welcome to Proudly Dufferin, and today I have with me Amber.
Hello.
So Amber, I know you personally, but for our listeners, can you tell them about yourself and what you do?
Sure. So my name's Amber, and my husband and myself own the COBS bread just down the road here in Orangeville. And yeah, that's kind of...
And I wish I could send the smell through the video.
Yeah.
Because it smells amazing now with the fresh loaves of bread.
We brought a whole bunch of our hot items here to share.
So how did this begin? How did COBS begin?
So it's a funny story. If you had asked me 10 years ago that I'd be sitting here talking about a bakery, I wouldn't believe you. I was in the military for 18 years.
Wow.
So it was quite a transition.
Yeah.
I joined the Royal Canadian Artillery when I was 17 years old. And then throughout my career, I became a troop sergeant major for a dismounted motor battery where we did airborne jumps and things like that, which was a lot of fun. And then I became an officer in the military, where I did information management, so a lot of office.
So you were doing the office thing, not
the office thing,
not going on,
not jumping out of airplanes anymore.
Okay.
Yeah. And yeah, throughout my career, I was just I'd always had a team of people, and I was just leading that team, no matter what we were doing. It was always so different too. And I really loved the military. But after 18 years, you're kind of like, well, what am I going to do with the rest of my life? And my husband suggested COBS. So it's not something that we were looking necessarily for at that time. We had a friend involved with COBS. So we started digging, and the more I dug, I was like, oh my gosh, I love this.
Yeah.
And it first started with the product. Like I ate it, and I was like, this is really good. And then I kind of like dug deeper and found out it's a Canadian company that uses Canadian ingredients. And that really focused on the community and really good product. So I was like, oh, I want it. I want it. Yeah. And I love Orangeville so much. I was like, we need one in Orangeville. So I retired from the military. And this was kind of an adventure. It was going to be a family business. But I was going to open it by myself, and then my husband was going to come in. But this was during COVID. So we had a little surprise COVID baby.
Yeah.
So, my husband got dragged in quite from the very beginning. And he actually went on all the baking training because I was 9 months pregnant. So for our customers who've been with us from the beginning, they've seen my baby grow. Because when we first opened, she was only 3 months old. And so I'd come to the bakery and I had her strapped on. Yeah. So it's really been a family business, completely flipped our lives, did a 180 and now we're baking bread every day, and it's really fun.
So your husband is also part of?
Yeah, he's the one that's there at 1 a.m. He's baking at 1 a.m. with our bakers. We have a really strong team. A lot of them have been baking for years, so it's their vocation. And it was funny when I got into it, I realized that there's so many similarities with the Army and the baking world, because it is hard work and it's very physical. You're up at 1 a.m. And you're lifting these 20 bags of flour. They're 20 kilos for a bag. And it's such a strong team environment, and it's very similar to the Army. So no matter what you're doing, it was you turn around, you're passing someone a tray, they're filling it, and everybody's just working so smoothly. And And then you're cleaning everything, like really detailed
And
cleaning.
like there is a discipline aspect of it that okay, you have to add. There are measurements, and you can't go wrong.
Yeah.
And then you have to
There's rules.
keep it. Yeah, there are rules.
Yeah.
Like just like military. So
yeah, lots of rules. Baking is not. It is definitely like a vocation. So our bakers, they can feel the dough and they know exactly like, oh, I need to change something because it's warmer outside, so it's going to affect the dough and things. So there is a lot of like tweaking they have to do, but it is very set. Like you have exact your amounts of flour and water and things like that. So, and then even the small tasks of cleaning. I was like, oh, I went from cleaning, military equipment, and now we're like scrubbing a baking bowl. I was like, oh, this feels like the same thing. So, yeah, it was an easier transition than I had thought, for sure.
So is your tagline from military to baking?
Yeah.
You should. Yeah, you should say that. I didn't know that about you.
Yeah. No, it's true. And it's funny because when I was doing this transition, a lot of veterans find it hard to go into the civilian world. But there's a lot of articles written about military to franchise because it's because of the similarities where you have in a franchise, you have the structured organization of a bigger organization, but then you have your team that you have to manage. And so it is, I find it, these articles were right. Like there was, it was a really good stepping stone or a good retirement plan, I guess.
So what were you doing in military? Like, was it a lot of going on war kind of things?
So most of it's training in Canada. Like we there are some. I didn't go overseas. I went overseas for NATO training and things like that. But no, it was mostly training within Canada.
Okay. Yeah. So nothing crazy.
Nothing crazy.
Yeah.
No. Yeah.
How do you like the transition so far, and what does your day look like?
Well, so I come in. I'll say it's more interesting about the bakers because I don't really bake too often. And if I do, they're like, uh-oh, what happened? Why are you here?
Yeah.
And the bakers have to, kind of show me everything. But for our bakers, they come in and the bakery's completely empty. So we start with nothing. And they get the flour and the water.
And that starts at 1 a.m.
That starts about 1 a.m., yeah. So that starts mixing in the bowls. And then it goes from there and it has to rest. So we have a variety of different doughs. In a day we can do over 20 different doughs. So it just keeps going. So they mix one, it rests, and then it processes and then gets baked. And then it's the next and the next and the next. And they keep doing that pretty much for their whole shift until, whoever's been there, it's like that wall of bread by 6 a.m. And I just find it so impressive. Like every time I walk in, I'm like, wow, you guys did all this. Every day. It's not like a grocery store where it's just, like, that stuff's there overnight or whatever. Like it's all from scratch every day, and I just find it so impressive.
Yeah, and I've been to the store at I don't know maybe 5 or 6 a.m.
Yeah,
and the loaf I picked was still warm.
Yeah, it's still hot. I know.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of temptation when stuff comes out of the ovens all day long and you're hungry and you're working. I don't think I've ever gotten sick of fresh white bread coming out of an oven. Like I don't think I'll ever be like, oh, I've had too much. Like
I got down from an airplane and I'm like, let's pick bread, and I didn't realize that it was just came out of the oven.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is delicious.
Yeah. It is good.
And
then
it smells so good. Yeah.
Our croissants. And you start craving different things. So if the white bread comes out, you're like, oh, I want some of that. And then the pizzas will come out and you're like, oh, I want pizza now.
Yeah.
You get this like big aroma of whatever's coming out of the oven. So it's that's the hardest part of the job is just not eating the product all day, I think. But we're on this new carbs only diet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Carbs are good.
Yeah.
No carbs and you'll be very, very skinny. Yeah.
Yeah. Who wants that?
So
right?
yeah, we like carbs.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what kind of products you have? I know I've tasted a lot of your delicacies, I would say.
Yeah.
a whole different kind of breads, but for our listeners.
Yeah, so I've brought some here, and I think the first one I can talk about is our sourdough. So that's this one right here. And even through the bag, you can smell.
You can smell it.
It's like, it has a special smell. So what's really neat about our sourdough is it's authentic.
Yeah.
That means we use a levain. So if you're not familiar with a levain, it's an all-natural starter. So it sits and it ferments, and it's basically flour, water. Our levain is over 150 years old.
Wow.
So it's a famous San Francisco levain, and we have to keep it alive.
Keep it, yeah.
So you keep feeding it the flour and the water, and then it pulls great bacteria from the air, and it eats a lot of the sugar while it ferments. It eats the sugar and the gluten, and that's what makes it probably one of the healthiest breads, I would say, because it's easier on your digestive system when it eats that
fermented,
gluten. Yeah, so it's lower in gluten and helps prevent those like sugar spikes and things, and has a good bacteria health like for your gut. So yeah, that fermentation process, and this is how they made bread 200 years ago, 100 years ago. So it's like the real deal. There's no added preservatives or sugar, anything like that. So you know what you're getting, and that's for all of our bread. There are some breads that are a treat. So we do have some breads that have added sugar, but for most part, our breads, there's no added preservatives or sugars. Yeah. And I often say, like, our bread, we should advertise a moldy loaf.
You should. Yeah.
And we'll be like, this is what your bread will look like in 5 days.
Yeah.
Because I often wonder, like, well, why isn't other breads going moldy? Like, what's in it that prevents it from molding? Because, I think it's important. It shows you that our bread doesn't have added preservatives or anything.
Which is why I always prefer your loaves. Before you existed in Orangeville, I was doing my own breads because I don't like buying bread from a store.
Yeah.
And it sits on the counter for a couple months and you wouldn't see mold.
Yeah.
So imagine how many preservatives have been in that bread.
Right.
So, and it's a lot of work.
Yeah. It's a lot of work. Yeah.
Doing a loaf of bread, it's not easy, and I can't imagine keeping a sourdough starter alive for 150 years.
I know. And even so, we're like, there's 2 days a year we're closed, and on those days we have to go in and feed the sourdough, and there's still things to do, because we also have, that's not the only bread we ferment. We also ferment all our bread to make our French baguettes and our Turkish and our focaccia. This is over a 40-hour fermentation, and those ones are about 20 hours. But yeah, there's a lot. It's a labor of love. Like, there's a lot of work that goes into every loaf. And then we also have, like, I love this bread, because if you have like a picky eater, high fiber bread. Yeah. So we just add the flour so that we know the difference. But like our white bread is our top seller. We don't have to sell it. I mean, our white bread is so good, and that's actually what sold me to COBS, because my grandfather used to make bread, and then I had a white loaf from a COBS, and I was like, oh my gosh, this tastes like my grandfather's bread. Like, it just brought back all these memories. I had never tasted it since, and I was like, okay, this is the real deal. I knew it because the smell, everything, the texture was the same. Yeah. So for those that want a healthier option, especially for little picky eaters, whether it's your husband or your children, we have this option here, and it is 4 times the fiber as our regular white bread. So it's definitely like it tastes and feels exactly like white bread. Yeah. But it's kind of a little healthier option.
But it tastes great, and I think I've tried all 3 of these loaves.
Yeah.
We like the country grain bread. I don't know why my kids like it. I think it's because of the texture or the grains in it. But either ways, I'm happy that
that's good that they're eating
loaves are fresh. Yeah. Whenever they're eating bread, like it's fresh bread. It's not something, I don't know, that started from wherever the factory or they were making. Yeah. Weeks before it ended up on that store's shelf. Yeah. 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 No, it's true. It's gone like, I don't know, the most I think I've kept on the counter is like 2 or 3 months.
Yeah.
Past the expiry date, it didn't go bad.
I know. Yeah.
So
it is odd. And I do tell, because our bread does go bad, and it's quicker than some people think sometimes. So the sourdough actually would last longer because it has natural it has a natural preservative in it because of that bacteria. But our other bread, what's great is that it also freezes really well. So if you're not going to eat it all in 4 or 5 days, you can put half in the freezer and then pull it out, and it tastes very.
Can you just grab this bag and dump it in the freezer, or is there a process?
You can take the whole thing. I like using a thicker plastic. It depends how long you're going to freeze it for. I have just thrown it in because I know I'll just eat it a couple days later, because everyone in my family eats a different loaf, of course, to make things complicated. So we do put our bread in the freezer and just pull it out. Yeah. I still like, and it's so funny, I have a 3-year-old, and her favorite, on the weekends, we make a pumpernickel, which is our strongest bread. Like, it has caraway seeds and rye. That's the only bread she'll eat. Well, and it's like, it's pretty strong.
I didn't taste it yet.
Yeah, it's like a dark loaf. So a lot of people use it for spinach dip, because we make like the round cob. But anyways, that's the only bread she eats. So, which is
she has a good taste.
Yeah. And then this bread here, this is a level up from the country grain you were talking about. That country grain has 8 different seeds. This one has 9 different grains and seeds. My kids call this the bird seed bread, because it's very, very intense, and you can feel the weight of it.
I've tried it.
Oh, you have?
I loved it.
Yeah.
I loved it, but they just, I don't know.
It's a lot. It is a lot. Yeah. So I
think country grain has like a sweet taste to it.
It's lighter and fluffier. Yeah.
So I don't know what about it, but they prefer, and like, okay, whatever. But I personally like it.
Yes. No, this has like chia, millet, poppy seeds, sesame seeds, rye, and then 2 slices of this has 12 grams of protein. And it tastes nutty, but there's no nuts. And the high protein is great because it can really help with those sugar spikes, right? Especially, I've been researching, like, women in their 40s now, you have to really control your sugar spikes. So I was like, oh, this is perfect in the morning, because 12 grams of protein, that's like 2 eggs, right? So for with your bread, which is great. And then right now, especially at this time of year, we do buns all year long. And that's definitely our favorite ones. So these white buns, we have a hard time keeping on the shelf. And that's just our white bread, but they're very, very, very popular for hamburgers, hot dogs, sandwiches. And then we also have our gourmet bun beside it, and that one is egg-based. So we use real egg. And that one does have some sugar in it. So it's a little bit sweeter, but it's really nice if you're having like a fancy hamburger, or, that's definitely a favorite of a lot of customers as well. So yeah, that's kind of our breads line.
Yeah, and I know you do have some treats and cinnamon buns and croissant, and I don't know, I can't even remember all the names right now.
Yeah. So I brought some sweets here. So we have our scones. Are one of our top selling sweet item. You can't have a bakery without your treats.
Yeah.
And those scones are, again, completely baked from scratch. Like, you can see the bakers in the back. We make those all day long.
Okay.
So we have our lemon blueberry, which is our top seller. Our scones aren't like traditional scones, because people are used to that very like dry. Ours have a bit more of a squishy to them, but we do carry a scone like our raisin scone and traditional that are more like what people would think of a traditional scone, that kind of crumbles a bit. And then we also, our cinnamon buns are deadly. I used to have one a day, so I'm trying to control myself. But those, again,
how can you?
It's tough. Sometimes I'm like, walk away, or you can have 1 sweet a day. I try to limit myself, but it's tough.
So the reason I was making my own breads to begin with, and my own treats and baking, because when I came here, we couldn't find any place who was doing the baking without eggs.
Oh,
you are my favorite
Yes.
place for that reason, because I can get your guys to print that
what's in it
sheet.
Yeah.
And and I can go through it and I'm like, okay, yeah, perfect.
Yeah.
And if I want to check how many carbs and do my own carb counting,
yeah,
like it's all readily
all
done and it's
yeah.
accurate.
Yeah.
So
yeah, no, and all our ingredients are listed on the website,
yeah.
or you can just ask any staff member for anything. And you know, most of our bakery is vegan friendly. I don't want to say it's I think they have to be in proper vegan facilities to have that label, but it doesn't have egg or butter or anything. Our sweets do, like our cinnamon buns are made with real butter, and then a cream cheese frosting. But yeah, you could just ask, because there are a lot of products there that are very basic, very flour, water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I like it because I don't have to worry about doing things. And as you said, some things you have to ferment for over a day.
Yeah.
It's a lot of planning.
Yeah, it's a lot of work. Yeah.
Yeah. So thank you for existing and thank you for opening up in Orangeville.
Yeah.
Do you live around here? Are you a local?
Yeah, so we just live like more north of Georgetown area. Our staff most of them just live down the road. Some of them walk to work, some of them, and we have about 18 staff that are all here in Orangeville, which is really nice. So yeah, and our hope is to always move closer. So, but right now it's just a country road, and I love it. It's like one of my favorite parts of my day is just getting to not have to drive on the 401 or anything like that. Like I really
yeah. It's a peaceful drive.
Yeah, it's very, very beautiful. And my favorite part, and it's funny because I've done some customer service things, and my favorite part of this career switch has been the customers. Like it's just, they walk in and I was like, oh, like you get to really get to know people. It's the same faces.
Yeah.
You get to know their stories, and I get like excited, so to see people and hear their updates on their grandkids or their children, and that's definitely one of my favorite parts as well. And another is that our bakery donates everything at the end of the night.
Yeah.
So we have different local charities that come. We have the Salvation Army that has the lighthouse in town here. They have a food bank. The Shelburne Food Bank, the youth shelter here in town, and then some schools pick up at the end of the night as well, so that it does their some of the lunch programs and things.
Yeah, okay.
So that's one of my favorite parts. And I actually have a story, and I was like at the front, and I was like, don't cry. But I was serving a customer, and she came in and she bought like a whole bunch of bread. She cashed out, and she's like, I just want to tell you, our family uses the food bank, and we eat your bread all the time. And she's like, I had some extra money this month, so I wanted to support you guys to let you know how grateful we are for all the bread that you've given our family. Aww. And I was like, trying not to cry, but I was like, oh my gosh, like this is, I just love how how this business has been able to give back. And I would say the people that are in most need in our community, I think are eating the best bread. And that always makes me feel really, really happy. And we've partnered a lot with charitable organizations. I don't think we've said no once. So if it's a charitable organization that comes in and says, we're hosting this event, we need buns.
Yeah.
Sometimes we've had to scale it back because of just our facilities. We can't always make as much as sometimes people need, but I don't think we've ever said no. We love to give to anybody running like community events, local events, wherever we can. We help out. On the 12th, we're doing a big fundraiser for the hospital. Okay. So like $2 for a pack of buns is going to be going to the hospital. And we've partnered. We did a big fundraiser with the local food bank here, Family Transition Place, and a bunch of sports teams. It's really cute having the sports teams come in because we had like a girls hockey team, and they all came in their jerseys, and they're selling raffle tickets to win bread for a year. But they're so passionate, and it's so cute to see. And they raised like over $1,000 in a day for their team.
Wonderful.
Yeah, it was so exciting, and and then we did a big fundraiser for our local lacrosse team for when they went to nationals last year. That was a really exciting game. So we got to help raise some money. We did a big barbecue to help pay for them to go to nationals.
Oh,
Yeah, so I love that. That's honestly the customers, and then the way that we can get involved with the community has been one of my favorite things. And it's not just me, it's the staff. Like the staff will come up.
Everybody.
And they say like, oh, can we do it for this group? Can we help with this group? When the food bank made a post, I think, about, they showed empty shelves. Our bakers were like, we need to do something. And I was like, okay, let's do something. And they wanted to, so we had, the bin set up. We did, if you donate, you get a scone kind of thing. And I just think that passion and that everyone wants to get involved is so nice.
And I like it about you, and if somebody feels that or thinks that you don't do it, like I've seen your shelves getting empty. So I was like, okay, they're gonna close at 8. It's 7:45. We go. But then there was somebody, I think, from Women's Shelter, and they were just loading everything.
Yeah.
And I'm like, can I have this load? But she already picked it, and he's like, your staff was like, sorry, it's gone. And I'm like, okay, I'm not even gonna push.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Aw.
So like I came back the next day, but yeah, it's amazing how, you are a part of community and you are a small business.
Yeah.
But the fact that you are also supporting and you are helping the community and you're giving back is amazing. And that's the beauty of living in a small community.
Oh, yes. 100%. And that's why we it was Orangeville or nothing, because I love Orangeville so much. And I knew that we wanted to be involved in the community, and I've never seen such a town come together. And when things happen, everybody wants to help. Our customers want to help. Our staff wants to help. Everybody wants to do what they can. And I grew up, downtown Toronto. I've lived in different places and have never felt such a strong community ties than here. And I feel so blessed to actually be able to have a business here, because it's easy in the sense that you have so much overwhelming support. And we get support from other businesses as well. Like we've partnered with Deja Vu Diner and, the golf course, and to do some wholesale stuff. And we love it.
Yeah, I know. And I know people who love and who would love to support your business, because it's just because of the vibe that you get when you go in. And I remember the Easter event we did, like people were like, okay, this is amazing. Yeah, and you were so graciously sponsored the prizes, and everybody loved it, I guess.
Oh, that's great. And I know he's going to kill me, but our sales manager, Sean, him and our baker manager, Mike, they have been with us since the day we opened. And Sean brings that vibe. Like he loves what he does. He loves interacting with our customers, and he doesn't fake it. Like he really loves it, and I think that really comes across the counter, because I know we get so many customers who just like, where's Sean? Where's Mike? Like they're looking back there for them. And
so I know, I mean, as a customer, I've known people by faces, and I think they recognize me too because of how much they've seen me. So it's amazing. Yeah. So okay, back to the products. I know you talked about the process a little bit, that how you do it, but can you elaborate? I know you said you did the training for.
So I don't want to. I'm not the one always in there at 1 a.m.
Okay.
But I do know so we went through kind of the process of the sourdough, the fermentation, and then a lot of the other doughs are made that morning. So what's really important is they mostly flour, right? And it's Canadian flour, which is great. We have this huge mixing bowl, so the flour gets added, and then we have a water temperature that fills it up with the correct amount of water, and then we add our salts and our yeast, and then that does a mix for a long time. And the thing that they really have to focus on is, we call it a final dough temperature. So that dough temperature can change based off of the water temperature, the air, and a lot of things. And our bakers, because they've been baking so long, they can just like kind of touch the dough and they're like, oh, there's something kind of funny or off, and then they have to adjust it.
It's dry or it's more
or
humid.
sticky or something, or it's not puffing the way it should. It's not stretching the way it should. So they do something called like this window test where they pull it up and they stretch the dough, and they're looking, for that a certain stretch that they just know. Yeah, they're quite skilled. So then they take it out of the bowl, and anytime you touch dough, you have to let it rest. So the resting is very, very important. So they take it out and it sits on something that we call an intermediate proofer, and depending on the dough, that sits on there for 20 minutes to 40 minutes, and again that varies on the outside temperature as well. And then it goes from resting, and then it goes to processing. So that's where somebody takes that ball of dough and turns it into buns or a loaf or cinnamon buns or whatever we're turning that into. Then after they've touched it again, it has to rest again. So we have this huge proofer, and that rolls in there, and it's very humid. It feels like a greenhouse. So it goes in there, and that's where...
that big thing where you just slide the trays in?
This is, you can walk in.
Oh,
it's a big one,
okay.
yeah. But yeah, so it's a big, like, they have like this rolly cart that like rolls in and out. And then whoever's on ovens, their hardest job is monitoring that proofer. Because when you roll something in there, they're watching that dough to get to the exact right size. So yeah, it could all be timed, but they also really have to know, because again, it depends what else is in there, how many times that door has been opened. That can really affect that proofing process. So our bakers have really mastered all of that, and then they wheel it over the oven, and that's the final process. It gets popped in the oven. And
did the bakers go to school for?
So some of them have, and then some of them we have done on-the-job training. And they kind of start in one station, and once they've mastered that, then we train them on a secondary station, and then so it's the 3 stations is the mixing bowl, the processing, and ovens. So we have a mix of both, which is so great. Yeah, but the one thing with our staff is that we've noticed is, I mentioned at the beginning, is that it's not for everybody. It's not, it really is, you have to have a passion for baking.
Baking is not for everybody.
No.
It's not like regular cooking wherein you just stir the
Yeah.
pot and you take some and you taste it. Okay, it's missing this. No, it's a process and it's discipline.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you have to love it. And you have to love it to be able to get up at midnight and drive there.
Yeah. And you have to have the level of patience that if the bread has to be in the oven for 30 minutes, you can't open it midway just to see, okay, it's 30% done.
Yeah.
No.
No, you can't. And you have to have that multitasking, because there's so much bread. So you really have to think, okay, well, what's more important? Like, what has to go into the oven? I have all this bread ready. So there's a lot of like communication and talking. And every day is never really the same, because, we have different orders. Every day we make different things depending on the day. And then it's always, based off of people's shifts, it always kind of changes. So there's always new adventures every day that bring challenges as well.
So do you do a lot of training for the staff?
Yes. So there's
interns.
Yeah. So they would buddy up with somebody to start. And then some people learn a lot quicker than others. Some people, they learn certain stations really quick, and then other stations takes a little bit longer. But we also, because it's a franchise, one part that's really nice about that is that there's a lot of online training. So because there's so many steps and so many processes, you can always go back, and we have tons of like little videos for our staff to be able to learn, and which I really like, because sometimes if you're like, oh, I've already asked that question about 6 times, I don't want to ask it. So there are resources, which is really nice. And that's even for our sales staff, for everybody to go back and kind of master a product, or
maybe they can practice doing it by themselves at home, I know baking is a lot of failed experiments.
And we learn every day.
Yeah.
Like, you learn. And a big thing is learning how to deal with mistakes. So there are, I don't want to admit it, but there's been a day or so, like if you mess up your sourdough, you can't fix it.
You can't fix it, yeah.
So, if anyone's been to our bakery one day and there's no sourdough, it has happened. Not very often, but there's no going back with that one. A lot of the other doughs, you can just, you have to stay later if we can fix it. But because there's so many little steps, there are a lot of places things can go wrong. And people that have been doing it for years, we all make mistakes,
We all make mistakes, and I think, and I've learned it from my experience. It doesn't matter if you have baked something a million times, you can still make mistake.
Oh yeah, you could be a baker for 10 years, and then you grab the salt instead of the sugar or something.
Or you
simple.
just miss a step, or you miscalculated an ingredient, and it all falls apart.
Yeah.
You can't fix it. You'll have to start over.
Yeah, it happens all the time, and I think maybe because I have made so many mistakes in my life, I'm very understanding to that. I'm like, okay, that's fine. Let's just how can we fix it, right?
Mm-hmm. For people who have never been to COBS, they should. And what is your top product, or I would say top 3 products, and where should they start?
Yeah, so I would definitely say our bread is it's Canada's own bread, so that's definitely our draw. If you like sourdough, I would try our sourdough because it's definitely the real deal. So there's been a lot of sourdough out there that's not necessarily real sourdough. So if someone is looking for authentic sourdough with all the health benefits, I would start there. But it does have a taste, that fermented taste, which not everybody loves.
That's why you're eating sourdough, because
the health benefits and the taste. But if that's not your thing, you definitely have, I would try if you're looking for a healthier bread or high fiber, or just our plain white bread is really, really yummy. And again, no preservatives or anything. And then if you are looking for something sweeter, we've just started our strawberry summer. So it's a limited time, but we do always have our scones.
There's a scones you had last week. I forgot which one is it, but I did try it.
Was it the chocolate or an apple?
Apple. The
So
new
we do.
One.
So we don't. Our new. We had a peach scone, but now the peach is over. But we do have strawberry is the new one. But it's not a strawberry scone. We have a strawberry cruffin and a Danish. And what's lovely about our stuff is it's made with real fruit. So here you can. Yeah. I'm just pointing to our Danish. It's full of real strawberries. Our raspberries has real raspberries.
Too bad you guys can't see it.
Yeah, if you're listening. And our blueberry scones, we use wild blueberries. It's all real fruit and real butter. So these our scones are definitely one of our top sellers. And our cruffins, it's a COBS product. It's made with a croissant dough, and it has a lot of butter. So it's very, very yummy, and it's super flaky, and it's full of we have different flavors, like 4 different flavors. So yeah, if you're looking for something sweet, there's something there for everyone. We even have chocolatey stuff, cinnamon, and very fruity. So yeah, that's the tempting part. But yeah, I think our number one selling is our bread.
Bread, yeah.
And buns.
Cinnamon buns?
Like our dinner rolls and our hamburger buns, sandwich buns. Yeah.
And if you sign up with COBS for points, I think on your birthday you get
a free large cinnamon bun. And then your half birthday you get a scone. So I always tell people, I'm like, oh, happy half birthday. What are your big plans for today? And they're like, oh, they had no idea it's their half birthday. Yeah. I love that one. It's really cute. And then, for every 200 crumbs that you accumulate, you get $5 towards your purchase. We definitely have our regular customers get it all the time. The ones that buy their bread, another $5. So having that app is really nice. They also send out a ton of promotions. So if there was one, if you bought some buns, you got a loaf or something like that. So there's tons of promotional items on there as well. And we're also on Facebook and Instagram. So we post a lot of our fundraising events and new products and stuff like that, and some silly videos from in our bakery.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I think I missed those silly videos then.
Yeah. It's mostly just the bread being nothing.
So it's great that you do a lot of community giving back and fundraising and helping the community, other than making your livelihood out of something. If somebody wants to support you, how can we do that?
Well, I mean, shopping local, for like we're a family business, I think is the biggest thing, and come by and see what we're about. We always have samples too, so if you haven't been in and you want to try something, there's always some yummy samples out there.
Oh yeah, I tried your. I think you had it last week, the pepper bread.
Oh yeah, the focaccia.
Yeah, it's delicious.
Yeah. So we did a special sample the other week where we made bruschetta. That's like the tomato basil thing, right? Yeah. And I've always bought it, but then I made it for this sample. And I was like, bruschetta is super easy to make. Like I had no idea. It's just like potatoes. Oh my gosh, tomatoes, basil, like oil, some garlic. Anyway, so if we took our focaccia and sliced that, you bake it so it's like crispy, and then we put the bruschetta on top of it. Oh my gosh!
And put some cheese on it.
Oh yeah. Yeah. And there's some cheese. That one had some cheese like in the bread. It had Parmesan on the bread.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's really good.
It's good. Yeah, your breads are really great, and I.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. So if people want to support you and visit you, where can we find you?
So we are at 489 Broadway. We're on the west end of Broadway, right?
In the plaza where Shoppers is.
Yeah, Shoppers and TD and the Pizza Depot. So, yeah. There's lots of parking there too, which is nice. What I love because there's that whole side parking, so you're never fighting for a spot. And we're open every day at 6 a.m. But 6 a.m., not always all of our products are out. So they'll keep kind of trickling out till about 10 a.m. And then we're open till 8 p.m. or 7 on the weekends.
But if you want to have that experience with the hot bread right out of the oven, I think.
Yeah, come at 6 in the morning. Yeah. Sometimes it's so hot we can't even slice it, because if we put it through our slicer, it would just be like...
It would crumble.
It would just squish.
It's hot,
Yeah. But we have paper bags, so when it's that hot, it doesn't... we can put in
so it doesn't what do you call it,
ferment.
Moisture,
not ferment, oh my gosh,
the moisture.
The moisture, condensation.
There we go. The word. We got it. Okay, well, thank you so much for doing this. I will put your information in the description box down below.
Oh, thank you.
But thank you so much for doing this, and thank you for being on Proudly Dufferin.
Thank you, and thank you so much for hosting me, and I love that you're doing this, because it really, learning about each other just brings everybody closer as well. So thank you for doing this.
Thank you.